So the first thing we're going to be talking about today is going to be a very short workshop, and this is central to what we do at SWIS Africa. So I'll be sharing briefly about the power of storytelling, and at Shaping African Women in STEM, one of the core things that we do is sharing stories. And that's core to our mission and vision as an organization. So um, we need to all understand why stories are important. I believe some of us already have some basic knowledge about this, but we also need to know deeper and also get to understand um, why we are telling stories. So I saw this picture when I was designing this slide, and it's just really amazing, right? Seeing these young children, and there's a teacher here, reading a story to them, and we can all see that from this story she's reading, we can see how they are reacting, right? I'm sure they're probably excited, or maybe they hear something that amazed them, and then they just had to shout. So stories are very, very powerful, and we believe for us to be able to empower women in STEM, to shape them, we can leverage on the power of stories. So, Claire Patty, the director of the Empathy Museum, mentioned something that stories are the way we understand and make sense of the world we find ourselves in. Stories are the way we understand and make sense of this world we find ourselves in. Before we came into this world, there have been certain men and women that have lived in this world. And many of them did not just leave, or they did not just, depart from this world, but they left, stories. They left their life for us to be able to study. For instance, in science, we have the likes of Albert Einstein. We all talk about them today because they left behind a story, right? For instance, in Nigeria, we have the likes of Dora Akunyili, right? I think she died around 2014 or 2013, thereabout. Today we are, seeing our story, and through our stories, many young girls, many young women are inspired, right, to be able to make impact in their nation and also globally. So stories are very powerful. Through these, we can understand even our own self, right? There are many things about yourself that you can only find out when you read the stories of others, when you learn from the stories of other people. So what we're doing at SWIS Africa is central to this, and it's important for us to be able to learn how to tell a story, number one. Number two is to learn how we can make impact through stories. Number three is to also learn how we can tell the stories, because the way you tell the stories matters, right? So that's why we do a lot of programs. We interview, we send emails, we post on our blog, and everyone here you've been telling stories one way or the other. The project we're doing, the grant we're writing, all of it are stories. So learn how to write these stories, and this is not just for the organization, it's also for our own personal lives. If you want to apply for a job, you need to learn how to tell a story. You want to get a scholarship, you need to write an essay. You want to, anything you want to do, you need to learn how to tell your story. So telling your own personal story is important, and reading another person's stories and getting to extract wisdom from it is also very important. So through stories, we get to connect. We connect with other people. We connect, with friends. If you go for an event, you meet, your friends, you tell stories. Oh, how have you been? What have you been doing? What have you been working on? So it's all about stories. It's connect us. It's an opportunity to learn, right? To learn from another person's experience. You want to apply for a job, someone share their knowledge with you. Oh, this is how I went about it. These are the challenges I faced. So it's a great opportunity and platform to learn. Besides, stories shape us. It shapes the way we think, it shapes the way we see the world. It gives us exposure, right? It gives us, knowledge about something that we don't know. The other one is stories strengthen us. When we are weak, through stories, we can get strength. We can rise up again. We can, go out and make impact again through stories. Stories challenge us. I believe many of us here have stumbled on stories on social media, even maybe, in books that inspire us to, to take steps in life, to not to dream small but dream big. So stories are very important in challenging us. Another one is Stories inspire empathy, right? If you're trying to submit an essay, there are three major, components to tell a story, right? You have the concept of logic. So logic is when you talk about numbers, right? Okay, um, this project is going to impact 1 million people. Let's say in the case of women in STEM, maybe only about 10% of women have access to, resources in STEM. That's, like more like sharing the logic. Another thing is ethics, right? You're trying to be ethical. You're trying to, you're trying to show that what you're trying to do is something that have, an impact, right? And then the other one is where this empathy comes in, right? And that's where the word, that's where you get to like tell a story that really connect deeply with people. So there's a place of sharing numbers, there's a place of talking about the impact, the ethics, what you get to get out. But when you use stories, it goes deeper because every humans are connected by stories. And that's why anytime we want to make presentations, we try as much as possible to put empathy, right? To put, what people are really going through. And at SWIS Africa, this is central to us. We did a project last year with Ulti Nigeria program where we share the stories of 20 women in rural area of Nigeria. These are women that nobody has, heard from. These are women that are trying all their best to take care of their families, take care of their husband from a small farm at their backyard. So this and all of these women, they have their stories. Some of them have given birth to 10 children. Some of them are married into a polygamous family with like 10 wives in the northern part of Nigeria. So imagine all those complexities and what they go through, but still they rise up every day to go into their farm and get food, not for them alone, but even to sell to the country. So through their own little impact, they are making waves. And we told their stories, and it's currently on our YouTube page. So true stories will grab attention, right? People that are sleeping will wake up. True stories. So telling stories is very important. So anything you're trying to do, think of your own story. How can I use my story? We are all unique. The path I follow is not the path that Bolu is following or Boma is following. Everyone is following a path. So you have your story and you should own it. You should tell it. You should share it with the world, right? So everyone has a story. You have a story. Think about it. Just close your eyes and imagine yourself in the past 10 years. Imagine all the failures, all the success, all the challenges, all the hurdles you had to face for you to get to where you are today. So you have a story, and it's something you need to tell. Right, you need to share it on LinkedIn, you need to share it on Instagram, you need to share about SWIS Africa, share it with the world. Because through your story, someone is impacted. Someone's life is changed. And again, it is true stories that our world today is destroyed, right? If you go online, you see a lot of people dropping some content that are negative to young children, that are negative to young people. But if those are the content that are only available online, that's what these people will see, and that can change their lives. At times some people reach out to me that why is it that I do share about my stories on LinkedIn or maybe share my experience. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to look for likes or anything. No, it's because I believe through that story, someone out there, might be impacted, right? So you need to like see platforms or look for ways to share your story with the world. People deserve to hear your story. So the other one is what's your story? What's your story? Right? What is your story? What story do you want to tell? This is a very important question. You need to answer today. What's my story? What do I want the world to hear? And then share your story. Share it. I've already spoke about that. Look for platforms to share your story. And I'm going to be giving us a very short framework for us to be able to do that. Um, Again, storytelling is the best marketing. You want to market yourself, you want to get a job, tell stories. So here's how to tell a story. Number one, talk about an exposition, talk about, an experience. Again, this is a formula that, connect a lot with the star approach. Talk about an exposition. Oh, in this past, few years, I've been working on this project. You've exposed people to it, right? To a project you're working on. Or in this past few months, I've been volunteering with Shaping African Women in STEM. However, it has not been easy combining my volunteering activity with my current job role. That's the conflict. That's a challenge. So every human being wants to, meet with someone that is also going through what they are going through. So through stories, you can connect with people that, okay, you are not the only one in this world that has challenges. I also have mine. Then they can connect to it. So you expose them, then you bring up a conflict, bring up something that, you went through. And then from there, you have to like take an action, right? You have to take a very, very important action that had, huge impact on you, right? So let's say, for instance, as I was saying, um, in this past few months, I've been volunteering with SWIS Africa. It's been challenging combining my role, my current job with volunteering. However, I was able to learn, a new tool like maybe the Eisenhower matrix to plan my time. Or besides that, I was able to reach out to the team lead to help me. That's the action, rising action. And from there, you have a falling action. The falling action is, from there, I was able to use the tool, and the tool aided me in planning my time well. It aided me in, having good results. And from there, the good result I had, for instance, is I was able to help with a, grant application. I was able to help with, achieving great success. So what does this mean? You've been able to tell a full story from exposing people to an experience, to the challenge you went through, to how you overcame the challenge and the result that came from there. So I have a lady here that's, just to tell the story, right? Little Red Riding Hood. So this is a young girl, and she's trying to go home to her because her grandma is sick. That's the exposure, the exposition, right? I'm trying to do this thing. I'm working on this now. I've been taking a course. That's the exposition. And then while she started her journey to her grandma's home, she met wolves. She picks flowers, she ate. So while in the woods, while inside the, what's it called? We can call this a wilderness or a dungeon or something. She met wolves, she met challenges. So those challenges, she went through that part. And then at some point, the whole thing turned around. That's what, if you look at all the movies you see today in the world, this is how they write them, right? There's a problem, there is a man, maybe a young man, working in McDonald's somewhere. And while working there, something happened in a city. Maybe some aliens came from outside the world to destroy the whole city. And while all those problems were happening, this guy just became, a Superman, right? And then from becoming a Superman, that's where this happened. Yeah, he became a Superman. All the problems happened here, but then something happened. There must be a sudden change. There must be something that changed the whole situation. That's the story that human beings are looking for. And why that happened, the guy was able to fight and then was able to rescue his city. Go and look at most of the action movies we see today. There will be a problem that someone has to solve, and that person is the hero, right? So for you now, you are the hero in your story, right? You're the one going through all this process. You're the one trying to get a job. You're the one trying to apply for a scholarship. You're the one trying to write an exam. You're the one trying to do everything. You are the hero in your own story. If you look at all your success today, it follows this path. One day you decided to write maybe an exam to get into medical school. That was the exposition. And from there, you have to face some challenges of reading, from passing the exam and everything. While doing that, maybe we have some people here that failed exams twice, multiple times, but one day they passed. And from passing, today now they are medical doctors practicing and making impact. So each of our lives follow a story, and that story must be told. You need to go out there and share your story. Don't be afraid, because when you share it, you help others. You connect, with them, you inspire them. So you have something to share. Many times we just feel that we don't have anything. I don't think I have something to talk about. No, you have something. And it's from starting small. That's how you start, developing, and before you start writing books, going out there to inspire people in the world. Right. So yeah. Go out there to start inspiring people and then making change. So don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on life. Don't waste time, trying to think that you are not enough. Many of the times we think that we don't have a story to tell. You see other people share their own stories on LinkedIn, you feel like, wow, one day me too, I'll be doing this. No, today's already the day. Look at something you're doing and try. to look for a way to talk about it. This is not for yourself. And that's why it's very important to take the focus away from yourself. Take it on others. Take it on the young person that is being influenced by you. So everyone here in SWIS Africa, we're trying to raise leaders too. And that's why, at times I reach out to us, okay, help us do this. But Rabo said they reach out. We are not just people that are volunteering. We don't just want volunteers, right? We want you to create something. Out of this same SWIS Africa, we had Bioinforma came out, right, which is a standalone organization today. And we believe some of us here, we have ideas, we have things you're doing. Work on those things even while you're volunteering. If you need any help or even partnership, reach out. We can work together to make this, big and make it happen. So as you're working with us, we also want your dream to, move forward. So we don't just want you to be a random volunteer. We want you to be part of this and use this as a platform to fly. Many of the things I've achieved today are based on volunteering experience and the things I've done. So I hope this is something that that will help you. I believe in the power of stories, and that's why I think this workshop today is something that will significantly help us.